After witnessing a brilliant game by Young to beat Daly in 1907 in our previous video, we now move on to our number 6 game, which was between Toupalik and Odd, which was played in 1907. This is a brilliant game and must watch. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. So before we start the games, I'll take you through the game review once. So here is the game review for you. Here I analyzed this at a depth of 18, and Tupalik took the white pieces and Ott took the black one. So take pause the video, take a look at these statistics from after the game, and you see who stands at the top. Okay, I think so you may have taken a better look at this. So now let's move on to our game. This game was played in 1900 in the then Czechoslovakia, which was a singular country and which is now separated to form Czech Republic and Slovakia. So this game starts off with a Petroff if I am knight f3, knight f6, and my game review is on, so you can see them. See the analysis. Knight takes e5, classical one, turns it into a classical one. d6, attacking the knight. Knight f3, knight takes e4, d4, d5. Bishop to d3 was played, attacking this knight. Knight moves out to c6, and then white castles. We have bishop e7, a c4, trying to remove this pawn. You see a bishop g4, which is a quite good move at this point, breaking through the book move shackles. And here better was, you can say, uh, just a minute. I'll just turn it into medium. This, as it attacks this bishop, forcing it to retreat, and you have a decisive control over the center. Then knight c3 was played, attacking this knight, forcing it to retreat. Knight f6, which retreats back, which is a good move at this point. But knight takes c3 over here, which you can see. Knight takes c3 was best, and then b takes c3, and then I think so. A trade over here would be better, and then takes. You're up, and you are in a great position. So instead of that, um, black takes white takes after knight c3. Black again moves back to knight f6. We have a c takes d5, knight takes d5, and I think so this exchange, you must be thinking as a beginner that you must take on d5 with the knight. But here you see that white plays a decent bishop e4, which is a quite good move. But here, if you see, you can play h3, which forces the bishop to retreat to e6, and then this is better because you zoom in your knight here and you get control of the center. After bishop e4, we have knight f6. The knight has been, you can see in the past moves that the knight has been maneuvering from here, from d5 to f6, d5 to f6 like an oscillation. Here d5 was played, but instead, if you could have just taken like this and have this, then you could have just simply pushed your pawn to get a better position. So d5 was played, then knight takes e4, bishop takes f3, queen takes f3, and knight d4, attacking the queen. So here queen b5, and then queen d7, allowing the king to castle. But I think so. Black must have thought of an idea of creating a long castle, which was at that moment quite safe. But here, short castle is the best move. So here, then Queen e5, attacking this knight. And then we have knight c2, which is a quite inaccuracy. And then think about the next move. It's a brilliant and beauty move. The bishop zooms out to g5, and it's a brilliant move. You see that the bishop is pinned and it's exploiting that pin. You have a kind of a typical like this move. You have exploiting this and you get a better position and you sacrifice your rook. Knight takes a1, and then we have rook to c1, which is a great move at this point for forcing the queen away, with the idea of taking on c7. The king moves to d8 to protect itself. And now think about the next move. It's another brilliant move, but a Toupalik. Yes, if you would have guessed it right, it's this. Blimey! You just see a brilliant move out of the box, forcing the queen, to move the queen away, and white offers both of its rooks away for a queen exchange, which is better for him. It queen takes c7. Now d6, a fork. You can see that if this moves, if you just move this away, you play queen d7. Why was queen d7 played? Queen c6, I think so was best because you for check you play here, then you check, move away, check, takes check here, and checkmate. You get a brilliant mating idea. Now, queen d7 was played, which is a quite bad move, as you allow this, which was played. Bishop takes e7 check, king moves to c8. Now, I think so. This would be a pretty standard move, like giving a check over here. But here, the brilliant move, a good move like knight c5 was played, forcing the queen away and with a fork. Queen g4 was an inaccuracy. You could have just moved it like here. If you would have just considered this check, you have to take, take. You would just lose your queen, but you have two rooks. Queen d5 would be better, but queen g4 was played. Then queen d5. Queen d7 was played, just sacking your queen for if you have two rooks. King takes d7. Now you have a typical queen f5 check, which is an excellent move at this point, but queen b5 check was better as compared because you have a mating attack over here. King c6. Now b4. Wait, not this. b4, a6. Queen c5 check, king d7, queen c7 check, king e6, and 29 d7, which is a good move. And then the resignation comes from Ort. But the game may have continued with king takes e7. But here you have a queen, move here. This would be the continuation of the game. And that's a mate. You just have some mating idea over here. So it would be better to just resign it. So I hope you enjoyed this must watch and brilliant video. If you love it, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Athar Mishra signing off. Goodbye.